Everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we have good news about Tonix Pharmaceuticals. We have been rallying off the charts here today, 91%. And if you remember when we started talking about this stock, it was under 20 cents, and now we're approaching 50 cents per share. So the question is now, with the news they have coming up, keep in mind this is all on sentiment. And I was talking to one of my buddies who's invested in this stock as well earlier, and we were talking about how this is basically a sentiment move that we're seeing in the stock. So the sentiment is in the positive sentiment as we, approaching 100% up on the day here. It's hitting scanners across, I think, internationally. All kinds of different people are watching this right now. And so it's pretty exciting if you're a shareholder. Basically what the news we're waiting on is, which could come out by the end of the year, or it will be coming out by the end of the year, is NDA acceptance. Now, NDA acceptance, assuming everything works out, we could easily see this thing hit $2 plus, and I would not be surprised to see this hit those prices in the next couple weeks, if not more. It's already approaching 50 cents a share, and you're starting to see how much this is really sold off. You can see the gaps in the chart. I mean, you have a gap all the way up to $2. That's the first gap. So I bought this under 20 cents, and that's a 10x, right? So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, well, I could cash out and really have a nice payday. Now, for somebody who's bought this at 50 cents, now they're starting at another base, right? So now 50 cents could turn into $5. I've seen people talking about this hitting $10, $20, $30 a share. Now, those are analyst expectations too, based upon, if you go to the internet and search TNXP stock, you can see a lot of different ratings for where TNXP stock could be trading in the last year. And it kind of makes sense, because if you look at the price and where it's been trading at, I mean, we have a $12 a share. It was actually trading over $25, I think, or 22 just a couple weeks ago on the chart. That was the 52-week high. So really, I mean, anything between $2 and $4, I think, is totally reasonable, if not more, $2 to $5 to even $10 a share to start off with. I mean, I'm just throwing out these numbers. Keep in mind, nothing is guaranteed in the stock market. Always do your own due diligence and everything. And always remember that there's risk with this. But, we have two major gaps on the chart here, right? $2 to $3, all the way up to 6 to 8 to 10. Now that's not really a gap, that's a straight down candle. So I'm assuming it traded all the way down in a single trading day without gapping. But if you look at if these gaps got filled, we'd be taking it back up to about $4 a share. And my wife was saying, well, why not $11, right? Why don't we go back to these all-time highs? And I'm not saying that's impossible at all. I think, going there in a straight line might be a challenge. I do think there's going to be some bumps in the roads on the way to those prices. If we get back to 10, 20, those prices that we were at previously, the goal right now, though, is to get above $1. We have to get above $1 and hold that price in order to get back in standing with NASDAQ compliance. And that's going to reduce the risk significantly of a reverse split, right? So Tonix Pharmaceuticals, they have their blockbuster drug coming out soon for FDA approval. It's going through the here's some of their drugs that they're talking about. TNX102SL, fibromyalgia. There it is. So they're expecting NDA acceptance in 2024. It then goes to FDA approval. Now, I talked about drug stock, DRUG. We've seen how these pharmaceutical stocks can take off. That one went from $1 to $50 plus within probably 2 weeks. And so this can happen as well. Now, if we're talking a move from 20 to 40 to 50 cents, I mean, anything is possible. I've seen crazy things in the market. So never discount it. But also remember, if you bought this under 20 cents when I started talking about this on the channel, at $2 a share, that's already a 10x. And I've seen people posting about how they have a 500,000 share position. And you can see just how much this is trending. This is actually number 2 on StockTwits right now. In fact, somebody posted that. I saw, if I can find it, there's so many posts, but I saw that they actually took a snip of Robinhood, and it was number 2 on Robinhood, which is quite amazing. So we definitely have this trending. It's hitting scanners, and really what we're waiting on is NDA acceptance, and then that could send this thing flying, I think, to anywhere from $2 to $5, let's call it, $2 to $4, whatever. It could easily go to those prices, but at the same time, just always remember that there's significant risk with penny stocks, and I never would say to somebody, hey, just go all in. If you're watching this video, for example, I'm never going to be like, hey, it's a sure thing, because we have to keep in mind that just as fast as a stock can go up, it can also go down. Now, in this case, the good news is it's gone down a lot. Okay, it's gone down a tremendous amount. So maybe filling these gaps right here would not be totally unreasonable. That takes us up to $4, which if you look at the current price of 46, if you can get above, to $4, that's almost a 10x at that price. Now, if you bought back when we were talking about it initially, you're talking a 10x at $2 a share. Now, that looks pretty appetizing to me. Okay, so I'll just say that. And like I said, my wife was saying, hey, $11 a share. So we'll see if I end up holding some for those prices. Because if you look at the analyst expectations, as we've talked about, just type it in on Google, type in anything you want, TNXP stock. It ranges from $4 to $50 a share. So you have the AI overview going over. It has the links on there for the websites. $4 to $50, $94 price target. Crazy, right? $44.80. A high of $11 and a low of 60 cents. 47 consensus price target. So there's a lot of different numbers they're throwing out there. But in general, if you look at this, they're saying strong buy all the way up to potentially $48, $11 right here. So, $25, minimum estimate of $2.50. That would put us at a 10x from, 20 cents. When this thing was trending down to 13 cents, I guess you could say I got very lucky. When this thing did trend down to 13 to 15 cents, I was able to scoop up a bunch of shares, and it got pretty low there for a while. It got pretty low. If you look back here, this was, and I'm actually shocked. I'm trying to look at these prices, and I can't believe what I'm seeing here. It looks like 13 cents sounds about right. Now, as far as these other prices go, about 12 cents. That was probably the lowest. It got to about 12 cents. I think 13 cents was the absolute low on this thing, pretty much 12 to 13 cents. That being said, this has a lot of opportunity in front of it. If you think about having 50,000 shares and it goes to $2 a share, that is going to be $100,000, let alone if it goes to 5 or 10. Just saying, right? You can see where it's trending right now, basically trading at the all-time high. It hit 47, 48. There's a lot of posts happening, waiting for FDA news. StockTwits is going crazy right now. Somebody's saying it's hard to see 160% gains. Tough decision on what to do. Look, just set a target and stick to it. These things can go parabolic, okay? Set your first price targets. Mine is probably going to be $2 a share. That's what I'm looking at. Because to me, that's a great return in a very short amount of time. I bought this stock basically, I think in late October, November. So I'm new to this thing. So to make a 10x within that amount of time, which I think is reasonable, because that it fills the first gap. There's also the second gap, right? So you have that first gap is pretty much being filled, or could be very soon once we get up to $1, right? Then we go to $2 and then we go to $4. Right here, that is a great profit target in my personal opinion, because you really only need 2 big candles. Just as we've had these huge red candles, you get a couple big green candles and you could easily be back over $2 a share. I say easily, but we'll see what happens, right? So always do your own due diligence, your own research. Don't just take my word for it. People are asking what their exit price is. What are they trying to get out at? So acceptance by the FDA to review the drug, and then it'll help 10 to 20 million Americans with fibromyalgia. So very, very exciting rally today. And it's a Monday, so we have all week going up until this NDA acceptance decision. And if it's overwhelmingly positive, the sentiment alone has carried us this far. Now we just need that final push on the news, and we can see this thing hit multiple dollars per share. I could be totally wrong. Do your own due diligence once again. But just looking at the trending post here less than a minute ago, $1 in sight, and then if you have, you could argue maybe it's a short seller, maybe not. Maybe somebody who's disgruntled, maybe they sold, I don't know. Somebody who's just legitimately bearish and doesn't like the stock, pump and dump bearish, they're saying. So, you never know what people's motivations are, but there's a lot of people who are bullish, and the sentiment is extremely bullish right now. Now, they do say, Warren Buffett says, be fearful. So, every time a stock skyrockets, everybody goes crazy, then come to the sobering reality. Yeah, and that's the thing, the stocks go up and they go down, and people feel euphoric when they go up, but just remember, they can always go back down. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. Set your targets, but you can just see how much this is trending and how many people are getting on this right now. So, very interesting. We'll see what happens. Huge volume right now. And somebody's saying $2+ in after hours. I mean, geez. I'll take it. I'll take it. Well, that's I might have to take a vacation in that case, and just take a break from work or something, because, take a 2-week leave and just use the money I made in that case, because that is like, that's quick money. I mean, from 20 cents to $2, a 10x, it's ridiculous, 1,000%. But that's why we play this game, right? That's why penny stocks are so popular, because of the potential for this stuff to happen. So, with that being said, here comes some more posts. Number 2 on Robinhood. Maybe it'll be number 1 by the end of the day. And somebody says 54,000 shares, 15-cent average. So that's, roughly where I'm at too. And so, yeah, guys, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. I'm sure I'll probably make another video before Christmas. But with that being said, we will talk soon. And yeah, to the moon.